out there tomorrow to do it. It's really close between the Xbox and Wii for me. Emulation aside, another gigantic draw to the Xbox at the time was its media center potential. Ever heard of Kodi? It's a pretty popular media center front end, I'd say. Well, Kodi started life out on the Xbox as XBMC. It hasn't been updated since 2016 on the original Xbox, but it's still the most modern looking thing on the Xbox today, I would argue. They can even still stream content from my Plex server too, which is kind of crazy. I mean, not very well. 64 megabytes of RAM doesn't get you very far these days. But for the lower bitrate stuff, it actually does work. Obviously, you're not going to be seriously consuming your entire 4K content library on this thing, but back in the day, it was the killer app for modded Xboxes. I mean, think back to 2002. The practice of ripping DVDs to store movies digitally was just getting started. Netflix was a small movie rental company that only served up DVDs, and watching a decent quality video, let alone a movie, over the internet required a whole day of premeditated downloading, depending on your internet connection. So playing back your digital library was going to have to be done locally on the machine that's connected to your TV. You're not going to be streaming it. And if you didn't have an Xbox to do it all on, playing your ripped DVD files on your TV would require hooking up your PC to it, which is not... installed a bigger hard drive, ripped all their DVDs to it, and enjoyed their awesome all-in-one media center solution. But say you're just not into watching movies on your Xbox. For those committed to not living a life of leisure, there's also Linux on the Xbox. Because why wouldn't there be? It's not very usable. I couldn't really tell you one thing you could do with this, but if it wasn't here, it wouldn't really feel right. You know what I mean? Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that the hard drive utility chimp that I was talking about earlier, that also relies on Xbox Linux. So let's see, we've gone over the hardware, emulation, homebrew media center apps, and what would a homebrew console be without ports? There's a handful of pretty cool games that were ported over to the Xbox. We'll get this one out of the way. Yes, it runs Doom, very good. Yes, Doom, okay, moving on. Something way cooler, in my opinion, is Half-Life. And it's working, actually, don't get distracted by the missing textures on the NPCs and weapons. This runs really good. And it's not my install here that's messed up. This is just a no limitation with the port. The dev just barely couldn't get everything working here with only 64 megabytes of RAM, and textures on the NPCs and weapons had to get sacrificed to get it to run. There is a build for Xboxes with upgraded RAM, which does work better, but I've heard that it's also slightly unfinished. Anyway, other than these guys repping Tyler McVicker's merch store, this port runs pretty good. It's locked to 60 FPS the entire time. It plays like it was just made for this thing. And after all, the Xbox did have an official release for Counter-Strike, which from what I can see also runs pretty well, so I'm not all that surprised. Man, it runs a lot better than Half-Life 2 does on the Xbox, that's for sure. And another game that I'm really enjoying checking out every time I make one of these homebrew videos is Super Mario 64. Not under emulation, but running natively. Super Mario 64 has been reverse engineered for a few years now, and it can be natively ported to just about anything. It's like the next generation version of Can It Run Doom at this point. And the Xbox here runs Mario 64 pretty dang good. I was able to get it running in 720p as well, which is great. It does cause a bit of a slowdown in some areas, but overall it was fine. And I had checked out the Wii port of Mario 64 previously, and this is how that went. And I've been told that the Wii port has had some work done since I last looked at it though, so a lot of these issues have been fixed. Like the Wii version though, I did have to also compile this version myself, but the dev for the Xbox version, just like the Wii, also has a Docker that takes care of pretty much everything for you. All you gotta do is provide a ROM for the assets, and you'll be playing your favorite plumber on the Xbox. The Xbox really just is one of the greatest consoles for modding of all time, I think. It's super cool how devs are able to utilize this outdated PC hardware. I mean, 64 megabytes of RAM, like, come on, dude, that's insane. Anyway, sorry if this video is a little bit shorter than you might have expected. I usually like to look at original community-made games when I make these homebrew videos, but for the Xbox, I couldn't really find any that was worth sharing. Plus, it's been pretty busy with all these sticker packs that you guys have been buying. Thanks again for that. Oh, that reminds me. I just launched a spring store that you can find in the description. There's all kinds of stuff in there, from Bringus hoodies to Grandma on the PSP and to whatever this is. It'd mean a lot to me if you checked it out. Plus, LTI is coming soon, and I gotta get ready. You guys enjoyed the video nonetheless. Thanks to all my patrons for the support. Join the Discord and keep on trucking, gamers. The Sega Dreamcast, also known as the original Xbox, we have at home. Or maybe the best, worst console of all time. Can you tell I don't think very highly of the Dreamcast? I didn't have a Dreamcast growing up. And statistically, you probably didn't either. I was growing up during the twilight of the Xbox, PS2, GameCube generation of video game consoles, and the whole time I had never even heard of the Dreamcast. Most of the kids that I knew had a GameCube or a PS2, and if you had a cool uncle, you had an Xbox. Later on, as I got more interested in video games, I would browse around on Wikipedia to learn more about the game consoles of the past, and eventually I landed on the Dreamcast. Finding this thing for the first time was like a fever dream. Like, wait a second, you're telling me that Sonic Adventure 2 wasn't just a GameCube game? Sega kept making game consoles after the Genesis? And who could even blame me for not knowing? The Dreamcast had completely come and gone in the time span that it took me to learn to stop shitting in a diaper. Yet Sega over here was just celebrating 20 years of Dreamcast. 20 years? It wasn't even on sale for 2! So that's where I come from. The Dreamcast has always just kind of been a footnote to me. Just a little side quest that you could go on when you want to get into retro games. I always figured that if I chose not to bother with the Dreamcast, I wouldn't be missing much. But at the same time, the way I enjoy things is a little different. I'm all about the hacking, modding, and homebrew stuff. And let me tell you, I'm in pretty deep. And luckily for me, whether a console succeeded or failed commercially doesn't generally factor into what you can do with it homebrew-wise. On this channel, I've shown you guys what you can do with a lot of my favorite consoles. With the Dreamcast, it's uncharted territory. Does homebrew on this thing suck as much as the sales figures for it did? Maybe, but there's only one way to find out. So the Dreamcast, it loads its games exclusively through an optical drive, optical media bad, which in this case is a GD-ROM drive made by Yamaha. A GD-ROM drive is different from a CD-ROM drive because it uses GD media, which holds 1.2 gigabytes of data, compared to CDs, which only hold 700 megabytes of data. So like, way to go Sega, right? GD-ROMs were a 71% improvement over CD. That's just amazing. Why didn't everybody else start using these? Oh yeah. Yeah, the PS2 and Xbox, and to some extent the GameCube, all avoided CD storage limitations by just using DVD. With the way that games were getting bigger at the time, with higher quality graphics and textures, 1.2 gigabytes was not gonna cut it this generation. Ain't no sweat for Yamaha though. GD-ROM sucks? No big deal. We still got our drum kit, motorcycle, piano, guitar, jet ski, robotics, snowmobile, boat, semiconductor manufacturing equipment, and crop dusting RC helicopter businesses to keep us afloat. Funny enough, the best part about the drive that they threw in here has nothing to do with the GD-ROM format at all. No, this drive has the ability to read regular CDs for compatibility with mil-CD discs. What's mil-CD? Honestly, nobody really cares. All you really need to know is that it massively backfired, because it's why the Dreamcast can read games burned to CDs right out of the box. Well, most of them at least. If your Dreamcast has a 0 or a 1 right here, odds are that the very cool and very real games that are burned to CDs that you have will play just fine. And when it comes to burned games on CDs, the fact that CDs store less data than real Dreamcast discs does actually create some problems on Dreamcast games. But for the most part, things still work fine and you don't even really notice. But enough about optical media. I don't even like optical media. How about the CPU? This guy is a 200 megahertz CPU made by Hitachi. And we all know what else Hitachi makes. Excavators. We're going to be running on that beautiful 200 megahertz chip. Well, anything we want. But how? Normally, to try some Dreamcast homebrew out yourself, you'd have to burn a new CD for every application. Not only that, but even if you just wanted to add some ROMs to an emulator or something, bam, new CD. That sucks. Unlike consoles like the Wii, which have an SD card slot on the front and USB ports on the back, there's no real standard format of storage on the Dreamcast other than the optical drive. There is a cheap SD card adapter for the serial port, but I've heard it's very slow and the compatibility is hit and miss. All of this makes exploring the world of homebrew not only kind of a pain here, but just wasteful too. Not everybody has the skills to make CD art out of their own burns, so usually they're going right in the trash. If you just want to check out a few things, then I guess a 10-pack of CDs and a USB writer will do you just fine. But if you want to get into it, I'd recommend a GD-EMU. I installed one in this Dreamcast, and if you want to see me flail around trying to figure that one out, I made a video about it a while ago that you can find on the channel. The GDMU pretends to be a GD-ROM drive, but it reads everything from an SD card. It even lets you use this nice front end right here to load everything from. There's also some other wacky ways to install storage in this thing. Like you can adapt a compact flash card or even a freaking IDE hard drive into it. And those methods are actually pretty cool because then you don't have to gut your optical drive. But for most people though, I still think that the GDMU is the best way to go since it's pretty much plug and play once you get the thing open. There's no soldering. You just have to be willing to sacrifice your optical drive. And I know I am. Let's put that GDMU to use and check out some ports, huh? The Dreamcast actually has a lot of games unofficially ported to it, including one of my favorites, Dota 2. Super Mario 64. While N64 emulation on the Dreamcast isn't much to write home about, and I'll talk more on that later, Super Mario 64 itself also is not great. Super Mario 64 on the Dreamcast is a port of the decompiled source code. Mario's extra-large mustache returns from the awful Wii port that I covered last year. Love to see that consistency. Text boxes actually work properly on this one, unlike the Wii, although I do kind of miss
We have two cars trespassing from the south gate.
Obviously less than ideal. Full-speed gameplay scattered around, but it doesn't really happen often. But this is just one build. Many people have attempted to get it running on the Dreamcast. Some have been more successful than others. For example, this other build has proper widescreen support, and for some reason it runs faster than it's supposed to, and the draw order is all screwed up. I don't know. It's kind of a mess. I'm glad that Mario 64 is working at all on the Dreamcast, since at this point in my life, I want to see this game run on absolutely everything before I eat shit and die. But as far as actually playing the game on here, don't waste your time. Another game I always love to check out in these kinds of videos is and on the Dreamcast, it's a bit of an oddity. This version is not a community-made homebrew port. In fact, it's as close to the real deal as you can get. Despite Half-Life never being released on the Dreamcast,
they got shorted?
Supported by Firestation Digital Laboratories. Gearbox Software also made additional brand new content for it called Half-Life Blue Shift. Blue Shift was originally created for the Dreamcast specifically. A second disc was even planned for release after the first, which would have contained extra goodies like Opposing Forces multiplayer, Team Fortress Classic, and Counter-Strike. That would have been sick! The intention was obviously to release the game officially on the Dreamcast, but all of this unfortunately fell through after Sierra, the publisher for the game, canned the whole thing after the project was delayed several times. Eventually, a build of the game was leaked in 2003. It has a build date of May 23rd, 2001, about a month before the whole thing was canceled. So this leaked build serves well enough as an example of what the finished game would have been like, and it's what you're seeing me play here today. The Dreamcast and PC version If you want to learn more about that, I'd recommend watching Ratlobber's video covering Half-Life 4. I don't really want to get into the weeds of that in this video.
Already left the node.
Which is goofy and bad. Look at this thing. How do you play a first-person shooter?
What's the advantage?
Who knows? They opted to make the face button move you around, and the joystick moves the camera. As disgusting as this may seem in an era with modern shooters, it's probably still the best way to set the controls up. But it leaves you with just 6 buttons for everything else. Half-Life is not a 6-button game. To solve this, they made the left trigger a mode shift key that switches the functions of what all the buttons do. There are some other control schemes outside of the default one, and you are granted the freedom to set this atrocity up in any way that you can think of. But you know what? You could just choose not to use a controller at all. There's full Dreamcast keyboard and mouse support here. Also, yeah, those exist. I don't have the luxury of owning either of those though, so I suffer. But, I mean, it's only $70. Okay, so maybe I do own a Dreamcast keyboard. That's all you're getting out of me. I'm not spending $100 on a mouse. But I do have to say, Half-Life on the Dreamcast with a keyboard is kind of great. Even without the mouse, it's so much better. I played the game with my right index finger on the joystick and my thumb on the D-pad. It's not super optimal, but with aim assist, it's not that bad. I highly recommend the keyboard and mouse if you want to play FPS. A solid number of them on the Dreamcast have full support for the peripheral. Just be prepared to spend good money for a ball mouse in 2024. As for how Half-Life runs, it's fine for the most part. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's exactly what you would expect from Half-Life running on a Dreamcast. The frame rate dips hard in some areas, and I experienced a good amount of stuttering while fighting the Black Ops assassins. There's no autosave at all, which sucks really bad. There isn't even quick save. This is all made even worse because saving the game requires you to go way out of the action. And it wouldn't be so bad if the game didn't take its sweet time to write saves to the BMU. So it kinda just sucks all around. Overall, I would say that Half-Life on the Dreamcast is probably the worst way to play Half-Life. But it's not unplayable. If I was a kid again and this is the only way I could play Half-Life, I could make do with it. And despite the way it might play, the mystique and story behind its creation and subsequent leaking to the public is really cool. I'm glad we can play it here today. It would have been a shame if it was just lost forever. And like the PC version of Half-Life, the Dreamcast port also enjoyed a good amount of mods. The one I want to try the most is Counter-Strike, which presents itself with 2 other games in this web browser-looking window or something. This is a custom pack made by some dude, so that's why it looks like this. It even has the signature weird music in the background. As is the custom for bootleg game packs. Once you get in game, you enter this custom world of some kind where you can enter into these rooms in order to load different maps. Once you load into the map, you're given a mission to carry out. Then you have to go and kill all of the NPCs that are in your way. This is not like any Counter-Strike that I've ever played, but it's something, I guess. There's a whole lot more mods to try, but I think for now that's going to wrap up our Half-Life adventure. There is one more port that I want to look at, though. So I never played the original Postal. I've only ever played Postal 2. So my first time experiencing the game at all is right here, right now, on the Dreamcast. It feels less unique and a lot less comedic than the second game. As for the quality of the port, it runs extremely well, which is because this was sold as an unlicensed retail release way after the Dreamcast was discontinued. We'll talk more about those kind of games later, because there's a lot more. But Postal here is a great port, and I'm sure a lot of people are happy to see it. Aside from game ports, what else is out there for Dreamcast homebrew that's not an emulator? Like the Xbox, for example, had XBMC. With the Dreamcast, it's not really as useful for something like a media center in the way that the Xbox is, but there are still a few cool things to do. Like nearly every other game console these days, the Dreamcast has its own homebrew port of Linux. I snagged a version of Red Hat to try, and it booted up just fine. I typed my login with my fancy new keyboard, and then I remembered that I didn't buy a mouse. Yeah, not much I can do from here. But there is a copy of Doom built into it, and oh no, that's terrible, never mind. Along the same lines as Linux was an operating system called NetBSD. I got the kernel booted up, but doing anything beyond that seems like a challenge that I'm not really up for, considering you need to get the Dreamcast hooked up to your local network, and then run some NFS shares for the Dreamcast to pull stuff off of, no, not today. Remember how the Dreamcast has this little guy in the controllers, the BMU? Well, there's even homebrew for these things too. There's a utility called BMU tool that lets you do all kinds of exciting stuff to your BMU, like defragment its disk. How exciting. You can dump your save files, change the image that's displayed on the BMU screen. You can even hex edit the storage on it directly. It's a really powerful tool. You can transfer minigames to the BMU without owning a copy of the game that minigame came with, which is cool. There's even a couple of homebrew games to play. There was a tiny version of Pokemon being worked on for the BMU, but sadly it looks like the project was abandoned. Alright, I know what you guys have been waiting for. What is a homebrew video without emulation? But before I talk about the capability of the Dreamcast as an emulation device, I want to tell you about an interesting footnote in Dreamcast history regarding a semi-official Genesis emulator. So back in the day, there was a game tracking group for the Dreamcast called Echelon. They would post ripped copies of tons of Dreamcast games illegally. There was also a game called the Sega Smash Pack. It was an official collection of older Genesis games that ran on an emulator created by Sega. The emulator itself was pretty crappy. But what makes it interesting is that when you rip the game disk and browse the contents of it, you'll find a file on the root of the disk called echelon.txt. Turns out, this file was indeed referencing the cracking group Echelon. The file itself contains documentation on the emulator that was developed for the pack. There's instructions on how to boot your own Genesis game. The developer that wrote it signed off on the end with, "Don't forget to pay your respects to Uncle Sony." Sony just doesn't get it. I imagine this was in reference to the fact that Sega was going under as a console maker at the time, since that was announced to the public on the same day that this pack was released. Man, imagine being this developed knowing that the Dreamcast is getting canned and yet still having to work on this collection thing. And not only that, imagine being told to slap a Volume 1 on the front of the game. And then there's even a chance of I guess they're on
Where? Which where?
Volume 2. Okay, sure.
It's okay, it's okay.
Good luck.
It's
What happened?
okay.
What happened?
Back in the Dreamcast
I
home
don't know.
movie world,
When
there's a load of
I
emulators that
download
been
the
created for it. This thing is a great way to experience older consoles like the Atari 2600, the television, the ColecoVision, all that weird old stuff. You know what? I don't really care. Let's just use on the internet. And NES on the Dreamcast is exactly what it sounds like. I'm playing Mega Man 2 with a Dreamcast controller. Very cool. This is running on the Nestor DC SE emulator, and there's really nothing to note here except that NES works, and it works perfectly. Sega Master System games work just as well as NES ones, but this time you get a cool little picture on the VMU. This is the first time I've actually ever played a Master System game, so I don't really know if things are completely running correctly, but as far as I can tell they are. These transitions in Sonic Spinball look just fantastic, but I think that's how they're supposed to look. Spider-Man vs. the Kingpin ran well, even if I couldn't figure out what the heck I was supposed to be doing, other than giving the cops a taste of their own medicine. Then I got my ass handed to me in some tennis game. Look at this, I practically handed the game to this asshole. But Master System on the Dreamcast works great. A console I am far more familiar with, though, is the Sega Genesis. The emulator Gens for Dreams brought me great joy as I played through some of the most renowned Genesis classics ever. Animaniacs, Bugsy, and Chester Cheetah. And you know what? The Dreamcast did fantastic while playing these games. Just like the other emulators, I have nothing bad to say about it. Super Nintendo, however, is where I imagined that this thing was going to
press
start to
pause
struggle a
press
bit.
pause.
Oh yeah,
Guys,
it did. Think of
Route
any
gate.
hallmark of
Not
car emulation and trust me, you'll
No,
find
there
it
are
here.
not. No one passed from me.
Frosty Tio?
Firestation, how copy?
You bet.
Good copy.
100% speed?
Any trespasser there?
No, Firestation is pretty clear.
But yeah, SNES emulation is not great. Also,
Who's taking the freaking thing?
SNES can't. This gameplay was in the emulator SNES for
Hey
That's
Royal,
not
next
the only
time
one I
tell
tried.
your friend
I
not to
also
come
downloaded
inside the
Dream
base.
SNES, which is better sometimes, but also worse sometimes. In Dream SNES, I felt like there were more slowdowns and frame skipping, but generally it works better and seems more accurate. You can see in Pac-Man 2 and SNES for All, the black circle that surrounds the screen here is super low resolution and blocky, but in Dream SNES, it looks correct. Dream SNES actually booted Mrs. Pac-Man 2, unlike SNES for All, which didn't. With all of that, what's the crappy D-pad on this thing anyway? SNES on the Dreamcast is just kind of more of a novelty. I wouldn't seriously try and play anything on here. The bot emulation, I'm just kidding. GBA emulation is a complete mess. This is the GPSP DC emulator, and from what I can tell, it's the only GBA emulator on here worth giving a damn about. But despite that, no amount of frame skipping or marketing from LEGO could save Galador here. It just sucks. Then I tried Breakout Centipede Warlords because I thought, hey, those are some basic old games. They'll probably run fine. But the ROM didn't even boot, so nope, never mind. Codename Kids Next Door was about as crap as Galador, and with that, my official diagnosis for GBA on the Dreamcast is judged. There was apparently a Nintendo 64 emulator at one point that could boot games, but it couldn't do much more than that. This video from 16 years ago, published by Simpson474, shows it booting Mario 64 and then running really slow. But, I mean, it is running. I can't show it off myself because all the links to it are dead, but based on this footage, it doesn't look like we're missing out on much. PlayStation 1 is a very, very interesting topic on the Dreamcast. There's an emulator that used to be available for purchase called Dreamcast. If
Good
that's
copy.
familiar to you, it should, because it's derived from the famous Gleam
2
emulator
units.
for PC. If you
Just
don't already
like
know about Gleam, check out both LGR and Game Historian's video. The story surrounding that emulator is really fascinating. Gleamcast boot discs were available for purchase. You buy the disc, put it in your Dreamcast, and then swap it out for the PS1 game that matched the boot disc you were using. It was really that simple. Just like that. You could play PS1 games on the Dreamcast. The games themselves even looked and ran better on the Dreamcast than they did on the PS1. I know we kind of expect that for emulators running on PCs nowadays, but this was 1999. That's just crazy. Think about it. This console is struggling to play GBA games here, but PlayStation 1 runs full speed at double the resolution and with video enhancements? Gleam is just magic. But back on track here, Dreamcast only officially had compatibility with 3 games. people were able to exploit a leaked beta version of the Dreamcast emulator to create their own boot discs that work with other PS1 games. These homebrew versions are referred to as Gleam games, and I've got three to show you right here. The first is Crash Bandicoot, and apart from the audio losing everything except the background music, it's playing like it was just made for the Dreamcast. There are some visual bugs, but for what it is and at the level of performance it's running at, this is nothing short of amazing. Even everybody's favorite cutscene game is running great, apart from the cutscene at the beginning being entirely destroyed, and some texture glitching here and there, Pepsi Man is completely playable. The Rapper is not great. The cutscenes are all completely missing, the audio is very chunky, and the animations are all too fast. It's kind of funny to watch because the animations complete too early, so they all kind of just freeze in place until they're supposed to start the next animation. But despite these issues, it does run, and there's zero slowdown. These are just a few games. There's tons of Dream games out there. There are some community compatibility lists that document how well certain games work, but they're very incomplete, so your mileage will definitely vary if you try this yourself. But either way, for what this is, I know I already said it earlier, but Dream and Dreamcast are just magic. And apart from porting games and running emulators on the Dreamcast, there's also a humongous library of completely original homebrew games. And these ones on the Dreamcast, they are world class. The titles you'll find on the Dreamcast are the gold standard for community-made games on any console as far as I'm concerned. However, the lines do kind of blur a bit when it comes to classifying them as homebrew, since a lot of these games are commercial products. And to some people, that's not homebrew. The way I see it, anyone circumventing Sega to get their games on the Dreamcast is making homebrew, whether they're charging for it or not. In fact, if charging for their games means they can keep making more stuff, by all means, I'm all for it. A lot of these games are sold through real publishers, which is pretty cool. It's a concept that I've never really seen before outside of a few new titles for the NES or Game Boy that pop up from time to time. Thanks to the fact that almost any Dreamcast can just run unlicensed games, indie developers can sell their games to anybody that wants to play them, regardless of if their console's been modified or not. Because of this, these developers can reach a fairly sizable audience, and you'll find a level of polish on Dreamcast homebrew games that you just don't see anywhere else. One example of these games is Intrepid Izzy. It's a Metroidvania-style platformer that came out in 2017 by Senile Team. This is just a normal game. It came out on Steam, the Nintendo eShop, the Xbox Series console, PS4, PS5, and for some reason, the Dreamcast. I don't know. Why not, I guess? I mean, the Dreamcast port runs fantastic. The whole thing looks and feels great to play. I don't know what it took for them to port this game. All I know is that they did it really well, and I'm glad it's here. But you know, do you ever just look at Rocket League and long for a Dreamcast version? Best I can offer is Driving Striker. It's Rocket League, but very stripped down, and from a completely different camera angle. It plays well enough. I mean, it's a bit janky, but it's not too bad. The part of this game that's really cool, though, is that the developers also released it on Steam with cross-play to the Dreamcast version. In case you're not sure what that means, it means that in 2024, there is a Dreamcast game being sold today, unofficially, that can connect to and play multiplayer with a Steam game. It's so cursed. I love it. What else does the Dreamcast have? Genocider is a third-person rail shooter that looks great. They channeled the Dreamcast-era graphics perfectly with this thing. This game is also available on modern platforms, but it hasn't been fully released yet. You can only play the demo. What they've got so far, though, looks great, and it plays well, and it's also completely unforgiving. I got through the tutorial, got my ass handed to me in level 1 3 times, and then got a game mode. Fun game, but fairly difficult. If that's your thing and you're into the late 90s, early 2000s style, then try it out. Sturmwind is a German game by Duranit that actually came out on Dreamcast first in 2013. The version on other platforms came out later in 2019. It's a 2D rail shooter that also recreates the aesthetics of these early 2000s, late 90s games pretty nicely. It's very polished and it plays well, so it definitely makes the list. This is Tunnels. It's Half-Life, but with a giant spider. Oh, wait, hold on. At one point, I paused the game and the whole thing crashed. So, that was cool. This guy doesn't even want to fight me. What the heck? As far as I can tell, you're just supposed to walk in the tunnels, which eventually leads you back to the main chamber, and then at some point you gotta kill the spider by just smacking it a bunch. Then you get a screen saying you survived. It's obviously more of a tech demo than anything, but I wanted to go through it because I thought it just looks cool, and it seems like it would serve as a really nice base if somebody wants to build an FPS off of it. So, How do I feel about the Dreamcast homebrew scene now that I've experienced what it has to offer? I don't think it's the best, but I also don't think it's the worst. What I do think is that they've got something special. I was hesitant to make this video at first because I assumed that nobody was going to bother doing anything with a failed console with a terrible controller and a crippled storage form. But boy, my God, the Dreamcast community has really made the console their own, no doubt about that. And with indie developers choosing to make brand new games for the Dreamcast, they have truly given it a second lease on life. You know, I've had this image of a lost dog in my head while I've been making this video. One where the dog's original owner left them behind because they didn't live up to the owner's expectations. But after finding the right person, the dog was taken in with open arms, and it grew and it thrived. That's the story of the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast lives on today as something greater than it ever used to be. You know, at least to me, as someone who's never really understood its appeal. It turns out that all it needed was some patience and love from the people that really cared about it. The Dreamcast is old, but it's been taught some new tricks. I'm glad I got to experience them myself. I think I'm finally starting to get it. The Dreamcast was not a successful console. It looked dated even for the time, and the average gamer probably thinks of it as nothing more than the thing that killed Sega home consoles for good, if they even remember it at all. But there is no doubt in my mind that after everything it's been through, after both Sega and the general public moved on, the Dreamcast didn't just fade away. It found its place and its people, and in that place, and by those people, it's loved just the way it is. Long live the Dreamcast. No, I'm just kidding. I still fucking hate this thing. I hate it so much that I'm giving it to you! Want this Dreamcast? It's yours, my friend, as long as you enter the giveaway. You get this Dreamcast, which is the one that's modded with the GDMU. You get the SD card, which I'm not erasing, by the way. So everything you saw in the video is pretty much on here. You get a controller that's just as yellow as the console, a VMU with a fresh set of batteries, plus a power and a video cable to actually use it. How do you enter this mighty fine giveaway of mine? Number 1, like the video. Number 2, subscribe. Number 3, leave a comment. Number 4, have a Discord account. When I draw the winner, I'm going to find the winner's comment on the video, and I'm going to reply to it. And to claim the prize, you then have to reply to me in your comment with your Discord username. So then I can find you on Discord, and we can hash out all the details like the address. This giveaway is open to those in the main 48 states in the US and Canada. I have no confidence in the American postal system to get this thing overseas, so sorry everyone else. But yeah, that's all you gotta do. Check out all these cool social accounts that I made. It's the best way to keep up with whatever the heck it is I'm doing nowadays. And yeah, gaming. What are you doing in there? What are you doing in there? Hi. How's it going? Stay in there. Stay in there. Can you guys hear me good?
Dispatch, is the call ready and all available?
I don't know what's going on. Hi. How's it going?
Caution, we have debris on the road.
Okay, we're gonna go on a road trip. Everyone buckle in. Starting the car here. I could probably switch my camera. Off.
I got contact. I hit him.
How's it going? Whoa, look at that.
Roadblock eliminated. Over.
10-4, you have go to continue.
Roadblock didn't work. Suspect blew right
Super
through it.
Puppy, thank you for the super chat. There are, I can't see. But we're going on a long drive, road trip. There is a lot of you in the comments. How's the video look?
Suspect is smashed. No, he's still driving.
Look at this. Look at this. We got rain. And,
10-4, that unit's gonna need a tow.
but,
Suspect hit the roadblock. We have major damage down here. All units, watch your spacing.
Stand by for response.
the rain does look awesome because,
Let's try and pin
our
it.
windshield wipers are not working. We're gonna go and try to find heating gear. And maybe
Pursuit is heading to the south. Gonna need backup here.
Target how copy?
10-4, supervisor is tasked with additional units to the pit.
We lost that suspect. Start search procedures immediately.
we got point zero later this year. The house back here is not missing. As you can see, our car here is a little
Well, what you saying?
gotta find a stop with the gasoline and everything. Oh man. Dave Ford
Dispatch,
takes
how we got
the
units on that last road heading. We can tell the suspects ahead or doubling back road.
I like the Walter, thanks for the super chat, and riding with Matt, thank you as well, you're a big fan.
Also, 3 units on the last known location. Suspect, no contact.
Oh no, I can't read it. Read and drive at the same time.
Supervisor is suspending search. Return to duty.
Dispatch, about to check out all lower chop shops and spares. This guy's gonna need repairs.
Okay. My YouTube
Backup
team
joining
is
pursuit.
Ben Games. Thanks for the $10 super chat.
Suspect flat out to escape. Run all over. Possible intercept.
It's my
All units, watch out for debris on the road.
Okay. So you guys are gonna be back here, right? Boom! Hi! We're going to that building over there.
Situation
Right
update
over
requested.
there. This is so good.
Duty, bring it back to a parallel to our position. Let the folks down there escape us.
How much fuel do we have?
Stay down.
Gotta check.
Eyes on.
We have
Suspect is at the
fuel.
fuel.
I can talk to the back and look at you
Dispatch, we
guys.
need to shut
But
this unit
thankfully,
down before they cause
there is a
serious
building
damage.
coming up right here. I'm just gonna slow down a bit.
Backup needed. That's all available.
10-4 units are good.
There's
Eyes on the
1.3 thousand of you guys watching.
Going for pit. Confirm we are needed emergency support on Upland 75.
Rover Fry, thanks for the super
Units,
chat.
what's now?
Thanks for the membership. Nero, thanks for the super chat and hello. SFP things. A big fan.
Yeah, he's had enough of that. He's back on the road.
I finally heard. That's too many games. That's awesome. Alright. We gotta find some gas gasoline.
I know, yeah. Proximity secondary. Continue in pursuit.
Let me know if anything is wrong with the area. I'm freezing up.
Suspect is dated. I advise continue on
Alright,
current
let's
path.
go up here.
Copy that. Suspect is evaded pursuit. Units to be killed.
Yeah, put 6 liters of gas. Oh no.
No vehicle tracking. Suspect lost.
Dispatch to all units in code 3. Supervisor is suspended. Return to duty.
Rover Fry, thanks for the super chat. We're about to fill up our tank here. You guys are going crazy. Thanks for the super chat again. Alright. Just read some of the chat here. We'll have to play. Oh, I can't even read it. Oh, man. Where is David? I don't know. He got lost in the desert somewhere. He's gone. Ben Games, thanks for the super chat. You can I can turn the car off. Hold on. There's a zombie rabbit over here. I don't have any weapons. No. I don't got any weapons or anything. Look at that. As you can see, so we got don't look at that. We got hardcore mode on. Not only does our car start with nothing, but we have to eat and drink as well. Which kind of sucks. Ozzy, thanks for the super chat and this is gonna be hard. I can't even pay attention. Woo! We got a mirror. We can grab those. Anything over here? Nope. Let's go. Oh, I'm stuck in a ladder. Look at this. Wow. Ladder view. That was cool. Not worth it. That was not worth it. Alright, that's a fall ladder. We got a door. We got a ton of zombie rabbits everywhere, and it's raining. Yeah, there might be a couple ads in there. I can't really help that. It's just what YouTube does. Alright, let's go up top. Nothing. Wow. I love hardcore mode. It's just a little nothing. Yeah, you guys might see my tab window here. I'm just trying to get the tab window. Alright, well, we got a mirror and some gasoline here. That was something. Where is it? This is a, let me attach this right here. This is a left mirror for our left eyeball. Wow, look at this. And we got a bunch of pallets here. So we can put storage on our car. We're gonna put it up here. Nero, thanks for the super chat. Can you do Minecraft survival game? Maybe eventually. Alright, let's go. Look at that storage. We don't have a trunk yet either, so we're gonna go over here. And we're going to off one. That's it. Click it on. Oh, look at that! Whoa, we're building a car! I'm actually going to try to get the windshield wipers fixed, so 1 second here.
Dispatch, we are the suspect. Anything to the head of me will block this guy. We need backup.
Be advised you have no additional units at this time. Duty sergeant is retasking. Advise, over.
1042, Wesley driving. Ship shows westbound.
Suspect is currently getting north.
My big things were devised to
Code 3 suspect is eastbound. Advise on current.
My fourth log was rejoining me from Liberty. For the future.
Perhaps you can help your husband let Rocky shine through his I'm sorry, can you please pass that back?
Be advised, units are now cleared to deploy to the number.
We need a backup, entering pursuit. Dispatch, I don't have visual on suspect. We just lost the fugitive. Coordinating response.
Pursuit suspect has evaded officers. Supervisor requests all units to grid by grid to locate suspect. Units report negative on grid West 4.
Dispatch, I have him. 10-4, I got you and a suspect in sight.
Code 3 pursuit is heading south. Requesting update.
Code 3 continuing. Clear units on secondaries to give us priority. Over. Yeah, we're direct back up. He's gone off-road. Suspect lost. Take in. Suspect lost.
Suspect has evaded pursuing units. Clear commencing grid by grid to relocate. Over. Units report negative on grid north 10.
Dispatch, we're switching to a grid-by-grid search. Over.
All units to code 3 pursuit. Vehicle has not been located. Return to duty until further notice.
Can I do a walk? Maybe when I update, which might be soon. Alright, I'm gonna just go into everything. I have to save. Alright. Let's see if this fixes it. It stopped raining, and the windshield wipers are gone! Look at this! Sweet. Alright, we got no gauges except our battery, which isn't a thing in this game. Let's head back down the road! Oh yeah! Look at this nice sunny view here. All we're missing in the back is this. Actually, you guys can sit in this seat right here. In case you can do it. You guys be like, right here. Look at this. Hi guys! How's it going? Whoa, hold on tight! Hold on tight! Wow, this car's actually really good. Hold on. Look at this! Look at this! We hit the jackpot! This is awesome. There's a... Ooh. Oh man. Wow. Hardcore mode? More like smart. I'm gonna do... Oh, yo! Yeah. Alright. What we got? Jackpot! Do you live in involvement this cool thing for the membership? Alright. Cool.
1 Lima 1-5, I just had a vehicle speed RV. Dispatch, I'm on that call. I don't see any suspect details on my NDC. If you have a big model,
We can.
Suspect is a Bentley. Suspect taking a silver Bentley Continental.
I'm going to hit him.
Oh, we got blue spray paint. Could you
10-40
spray the car blue?
Potential prep recovery team. They're going to need a minute.
Once I clean the car, could we spray it blue? I know, the chat. Why for yes and for
Suspect in hit of Charlie Indigo.
10-4, 1156 details to Charlie Indigo.
This guy's still running. I'm going to need backup.
No units currently available
Yes.
for backup. Additional units are crewing. Advise on ETA. Over.
How does the vehicle quality look, by the way? Is it good? Decent enough? Not bad again? Alright, here we go. Clean the car. This is gonna be a nice...
Dispatch, suspect vehicle gone. I need a perimeter search pattern to find.
All units don't use search of pursuit area. Call in all sightings. Over.
The unit to pursuit area. I'll be turning to last zone to coordinate search. Over.
Copy that. Continue to next grid.
Code 3 suspect spotted. Copy. Going from 3. I lost him. I got away from me.
All units to the pursuit perimeter. Begin street by street search. Report all
We
sightings.
got Maxwell and we got Stevie. All three of them. This is the best day in the world. Best day in the world. Lady Blake, thanks for the super chat. I find Elise. Oh, Elise here? What? And Go2777 membership. Alright, let's get these little dudes in the car. I'm sorry. In the... Oh, we got 4 friends! We got What brings us up? He doesn't do that. What's the draft? Down below in the comments, the chat. I'm so used to videos. I haven't seen before. Okay, we're gonna put them in the seat in the front. You guys get to the back forward. Dingus, Stevie, and Max all get the front seat. They get custom. Dogs? Who doesn't wrap dogs? Here is Dingus. Boom.
Breakfast. Sir, blue T1 coming towards the barracks. That blue.
Space.
He's here! I got...
Coming towards
I got...
north.
We're playing long drive first Corvo, and we found the whole game. And I'm probably dying of... Oh no. Well, that's what said. Yep, we're dying of hunger.
Black.
It's a black car.
It's a black car. Black T1 either.
Blue color card coming towards the main barracks.
Ben James, thanks for the super
A white car also trespassed from the south gate. Coming toward the main barracks.
Civilization has died with the last one in the world other than the cat.
Come back to the group.
Tried for some food, others tried.
Suspect located. I'm back on him. 10-4, don't let him go this time.
Try to exit.
There are two guards.
Three about running.
Oh yeah.
Guys, may I ask why did you leave the south gate?
Obi, if you're still here,
I'm getting no ammo.
good. Give me a watch.
Oh my god, in a situation. Yeah, the white car also.
Oh, I think
Just
that's
moving back to south gate to quickly as possible.
Yes. Alright, and then we get to the couple of here. Ooh, that is a spike. It is blue. Look at that. Almost. Pretty close. That is awesome. Very good. Wow. Look at our car. We started with just wheels and engine and a little bit of fuel, and we're living. Your car is a level. You put it in the very front of your window here, and you just hope your car is down in the road. Hello, funny dog. Funny dog. My favorite snack is up dog. What's up, dog? Oh, dog. Alright, hold on. Oh, the car's on cover. I'll just tell them. Fluffington, thanks for the super chat.
Guys, what's the next?
Probably not. It takes a lot of time, and I don't really like
Both of them?
this one is not very safe. Oh no! Oh no! Our hunger! Oh my nose! Oh no! Let's check here for other spots here. I'm gonna go into my cheat menu. I'm not cheating. I have to unlock the time. Oh, you got that. Alright, let's pop some fuel in here. Oh yeah, there we go. We're moving the line. Janice Self, play more Fortnite.
Dispatch, let's back on that suspect. 10-4, I've got you and a suspect in sight.
Light in here. Light. Oh, the
Code 3 units, divisive update.
Oh no, that was a mistake. Do not overeat on the very salty food.
All units, my vehicle has been damaged by a suspect.
This needs to be really loud. I'm gonna put my phone.
He's got air. He's got air. Dispatch, suspect made high-speed jump. We need backup at enemy job.
All units, officer remains in contact. Continue code 3.
Hello, I can see nothing.
Suspect vehicle locked.
Hello, everything's going good.
How are you fine, Jordanji?
Yeah.
Nice to see you that.
There is a red car outside at the south gate.
Oh no!
There is movement by the way. Please continue, sir.
Headlight. Well, thanks for the super chat.
Rejected. Going back also.
You got banned. It is what it is.
Luna, don't just publish if you don't know what the time of the radio is.
Is the Turbo Stage 76?
Do not just publish and put them, okay? If it's not been 2 hours.
What the hell? Why can I not get permission?
Luna, still, because we already got rid of 2 hours ago.
Who is driving the ammo truck?
What? They cannot
What on
the truck.
I think it's fake engine, fake engine.
Yeah, it's call a friend.
I'm going to the warehouse in second attack.
Dispatch, I've been rammed by a 1041.
Wait, wait.
Intercept, over.
Wait for me.
1123, units need to respond. Over.
Dispatch, do you have a description of the suspect?
Suspect is advancing.
Dispatch, I just lost the suspect I was pursuing.
All backup units, go code 2. Assist lead in grid by grid. Over.
Sorry, I had a bowling ball too. I got a bowl. Alright.
All units, we need a
There we go. First time. Don't let the water.
Oh, it's has not been located. Return to duty until further notice.
I never really played survival too much, and I realized that you could fill like buckets with water, but when you tell me with these clips, you need water. But
Check your left side, guys. Check your left side. The truck is gone. Call a friend, man.
Center, I'm taking to the warehouse.
Is an HRM
Hey, look at it!
guys, can you confirm if
Oh, what's up?
no, like what complained about? It's not allowed.
It's 3D,
HRM
but not
outside. But without a hostage, they cannot take a truck.
Oh, we got some dirty parts. It's dirty good car.
In the early days, only it was.
Alright, let's go check this test one more time. I've been here for way
Let
too
me ask a
long.
friend, okay?
It's day 9.
Arbok warehouse. probably will.
Into last time I saw them on the graduation highway.
Someone to join at Southgate.
How many of there are yet? 1,400 people watching this. Yeah. Oh. Take this. Oh my god. That was 13 meters of fuel. Shoot the barrel.
Yeah, good copy.
Shoot the crate. I got something else. Got lots of fuel. I can't see a thing out here. Please don't go right away. Oh my god. Top is oil. Wait. Fill the battery up. That's 15 liters of fuel. Hello, L-Pop. Are you like P-Pop?
Something different.
L-Pop.
I see you like Target.
Eat burgers? I can't eat millions of burgers.
See with guy on the NG who was checking Target.
Oh no! Where's my tires? I can't see there's a rabbit over there. Get away from me. I used up my handgun. Oh, I got one more. Can't see a thing. It's so dark.
You get the main angle.
Hello, gamer. We got a spare tire.
I press pause it.
Boom. Alright, I'll open the car. Putting this light real fast. Sorry.
Coming toward the south gate. Watch out, south gate.
There is a possible FZ FIB is coming.
We're going on a road trip. I don't got any music, but
Shit.
Shoot him, catch.
Shoot the black P1, it's not FIB. Where is he?
He's going toward the main barrack.
White Bugatti.
North get be ready.
White Bugatti towards the south gate. Be ready.
A bunch of different UFOs. One can destroy our car. So if you see a red UFO behind us, let me know. I gotta refresh my
Guys, there is still a one trespasser in base.
Firestation, the white Bugatti.
Did you got him?
I see that guy. He's going to the main hangar.
Going to a main hangar.
North gate is coming to you now.
Who is driving the ammo truck?
Sikandar, I already called a friend. It's our end unit. That truck got stolen, we bring it back.
Guys, kill the Chiron.
Who's that Dodge?
Energy come.
Stop spamming it.
Don't kill him, Guys, before shooting, just see they are pro Leos or who trespass.
He has to show ID before coming in. It's his fault.
We have a 5B here, by the way.
Ready, check.
Loud and clear.
Good and clear.
Any active situation?
Yeah, I'm just still driving.
present power cut.
DLC has a power cut guide as well.
Black McLaren from. Okay, black car trespass from the south gate.
Going towards
check.
gas station.
It's going to the main barracks.
Everyone go to gate.
Don't waste your bullets too much at the south
Okay,
gate.
trespass route from the south gate.
Yep, trespass at the south gate.
If you're feeling sad, just stop being a baby and don't be sad anymore. You got this. If you're feeling sad, just stop being a baby and don't be sad anymore. You got this.
Each gate rest to the local ASAP.
Zo, met auto. Cheeseburger halen. Oh, heerlijke koffie. Wow. Favoriete bol van onderweg. Go. Lekker jezelf.
Wat als de wagen van de toekomst er nu al is? Bij Spotica, het grootste netwerk van tweedehandswagens in Europa. Elektrisch, duurzamer en uitvoerig gecontroleerd om langer mee te gaan. Spotica, tweedehandswagens vol toekomst.
Loud and clear.
Any airports you need to scouting on.
Holy moly, that is some enormous current. Can you imagine the current? Burning up again. That was terrifying, but at the same time, so cool. Either hose. You certainly recognize this motor that we made out of 50 cordless drills. We made them into one enormous electric motor. And here we have a car that is ready to accept it.
So this enormous engine will be fitted to the car that was powered by all of those chainsaws, though there weren't quite as many of them. But from here, this engine has already been started. The shakedown went pretty well, but we still have to do a bit of fine-tuning to get it to the full 107%. And also we want to make a few alterations to the car. Looks like we have our work laid out for us. So finalize everything, marry the two, and go for a drive. And let's get stuck right into it. You want to cut right through here? We want to lower the roof by 12 centimeters. We've marked everything up, time for some cutting.
And coming towards the south gate.
So the plan is to reinstall the roof at a specific angle, and at a certain height for a stylish look. That's the main thing we're going for here. Style and aesthetics. Okay, let's get back to work. So we are currently working on a lodgement for the drills to mount them even more securely, prevent them from moving, and add an extra measure of durability. The second half of the pipe will hold them in place, firmly securing them and making sure that they're not susceptible to getting twisted.
Around 4 to 5 cars.
We have fabricated the first reinforced bolster that's going to tightly wrap around the drills. They're now firmly encased. Now it's just a matter of making cutouts for the belts. Then it's test fitting, tensioning, perhaps we'll do some more reinforcement. And then we'll continue work towards fitting everything to our improvised frame.
They are making their plan. Guys, stay in it at gate. Follow the unit.
Bro, bullets are taking this area every fucking how.
They are coming guys, be ready. They are coming from the south gate, be ready guys. Yeah, whole convoy spotted. They are entering over the bridge. Be ready. Yeah, they are outside the bridge. Oh my bad. They are outside. They will forming a convoy.
Guys, make sure Bruce plays spike.
We won't be going for smooth thrust modulation. Instead, it'll just be essentially hot
Let me know when they are heading towards the gate. I'll
10-4. I will let you know. Just be ready with the department.
North gate be ready, because some of them will come from there.
10-4.
Quite expensive. In the end, we decided to hotwire the whole thing. Now we add some more wires, extend them, tie everything into a bundle, and we should have a working solution.
Except gate unit. They are entering guys, entering. Be ready. They are moving towards the gate. Yeah, entered from the south gate.
Holy shit, they are coming from south
They
gate.
entered from south gate?
Yeah, they are entered.
Yeah,
they
guys,
entered.
they are in.
Yo, they are coming from south gate.
Yes, yeah, they're in. Bloods.
North gate, how copy? North gate, how copy? Good up. Did they enter from the north?
Don't use the roofs when you, don't use the roofs. Calm down.
Guys, they're following me. I'm coming. They're following me. Coming. Shoot them, shoot them, shoot them.
I can see some one unit on the roof. Please come down if he was MG.
General, lower your voice box.
Shoot him, shoot him.
Go ahead.
Can you go quick? That's me.
Sagar of copy.
What's a 1020?
Dispatcher units, dispatcher units. Oh, I am near runway.
Guys, I need a little bit backup. Front of main hangar.
Um,